Hello, television family. We're back after a unexpected week off. We have returned with vim and vigor. I personally am full of coffee and Red Bull, but that's my cross to bear. Monday, November 3rd, 2025. I'm Dave Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I thought I gave everybody fairly decent warning on Friday, October 24th, that we weren't going to be here for this last week of October, the week that just passed. Long story, but we didn't do Wake Up Wenatchee Valley last week, and we didn't do the NCAA Life Evening News. And we thought we got the word out okay, but apparently we didn't, because, yeah, we heard from folks last week, like, what's going on? How come the news isn't there? How come Wake Up Wenatchee Valley isn't where it's supposed to be? Well, we're back. Special shout out, however, to Blake and Janice. Of all the emails we got, and we got a lot of them, Blake and Janice were the only two who specifically mentioned me, so I wanted to thank them for that. But we're back on this first Monday in November. Rain today, rain tonight, rain Tuesday, yeah, a little bit. Rain Wednesday night, rain Thursday. Going to be wet, extremely wet. Your forecast is coming up. Don't think you moved to Gig Harbor, but it's going to feel that way for most of the week. Big time rain. Bring it on. This week, temperatures a little bit below normal. A little snow in the mountain passes. News, yes. Sports, lots. Seahawks. I don't really follow I follow the Seahawks as a professional courtesy to my audience, because a lot of people do. But heck, it was Sunday night, and I had nothing better to do, and I watched the Seahawks kick some Commander butt. We'll talk about that, also how the Wild did over the weekend, and all the other cool stuff in sports. Two interviews in the back half of the program. Alan Walker and I got together a couple of weeks ago at the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, because they are now all under one roof. The last thing that they needed to do was to move their administrative offices from Lewis Street to their location by Jet Pro Auto Wash on North Wenatchee Avenue. They accomplished that. It's a beautiful, new, remodeled building. Alan and I took us on a tour, and we talked about some of the stresses that they're dealing with the temporarily suspension of SNAP benefits. And Jerry Anderson, who last Thursday night in Kashmir officiated his last football game with the Chelan County Officials Association after 45 years. Jerry's a great friend of the program and a really cool guy. We had a great conversation with Jerry. We'll have that for you as well. Let's take our tour. Let's going. Daylight saving time is over. We're back to standard time, so now it is light again. Sunrise was about 6:48, so it's back to standard time, which I don't much care for. I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but this whole changing of the clocks twice a year is silly. It's always been silly. There's no need for it. Anyway, there you go. Sunrise this morning, 6:48. Sunset tonight, 4:40. 9 hours and 52 minutes of daylight. That, of course, is Billy Goat. You see a little bit of snow down there in the lower right-hand corner. Keep in mind that camera is a little over 7,000 feet in elevation. By this time tomorrow, if we use the Billy Goat camera, we are going to see quite a bit of snow up near the peak of Billy Goat, because there's going to be some snow up there with rain in the lower elevations. We are off to Stamen Flats. We are looking down towards the Wenatchee Valley, I believe, towards Orondo. So there's the railroad tracks down there on the way up to Chelan. Stamen Flats, of course, just about the point on your way up to Chelan if you're taking 97A. You got to make up your mind whether you're going to go through the Knapsail Tunnel or take the Navarre Coulee Road and dump you off at the state park. But good morning to our friends at Stamen Flats. And finally, oh me, oh my, it's the Omni Garden camera. Good morning to Stamel, the Otabashim Bridge. That camera is about the same elevation as the cross camera that we began our tour with. It's just on the other side of the valley, pointed the other way. Good stuff. Two slides to show for you. Did I mention it's going to be wet? It's going to be a very, very wet week. We could see some days where we could see a 1/4 inch of rain. That's a lot of rain for us. The one break is going to be most of the day Tuesday, tomorrow. This isn't one big storm system. It's a whole bunch of storm systems, one right after the other. That's going to come through all this week, all the way through Thursday afternoon. The one break where we won't be getting a lot of rain is going to be most of the day tomorrow. On Tuesday, it's going to rain today. It's going to rain tonight. It's going to taper off about 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. Then it's going to come back again about 5 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, and it is going to rain and rain and rain. So all the things you need to worry about. We haven't had a lot of rain in a long time. And yeah, a little bit of snow in the mountains. Now, 1 to 3 inches basically on Stevens and Blewett. I don't think I-90 is going to get any snow. So Stevens is expecting a couple of inches today, a couple of inches tonight, and then it switches over to rain for the most part. Now, Washington Pass up on the North Cascades Highway, they're going to get quite a bit of snow. They are quite a bit higher than the other major mountain passes. They may actually close the North Cascades Highway by the end of the week because that's going to get a lot of snow. Stevens, about the highest of the passes around here. Again, a couple of inches today, a couple of inches tonight. Then it all goes away because it's going to be way too warm at the 4,000 and 5,000 foot level for Stevens Pass to get any snow. It'll be mostly in the form of rain. Your forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. Rain. It's not here yet, but it's coming, and then when it comes, it's going to rain most of the day today, and we'll top off at about 45. Tonight, rain. 80% chance of rain tonight. Pretty good dose of it. Overnight low of about 38. All of these afternoon high temperatures, by the way, right around normal. Tomorrow morning, rain, and then we dry off, and then the rain comes again big time by Tuesday late afternoon, early evening, with a high of 47. Rain all night Tuesday night. Overnight low about 40. Rain Wednesday all day. Heavy rain on Wednesday. High of about 40. Now, Wednesday night, it's going to rain. About a 60% chance of rain on Wednesday night. Thursday, 70% chance of rain. Thursday night, 40%. No, I'm sorry, Thursday night, 100% chance of rain. Friday, we start drying out. We'll even start seeing some sun breaks by Friday night, and Saturday. Don't build an ark, but we haven't had a rainy period like this in a very long time. Outside of the daylight hours on Tuesday, once the rain starts coming a little bit later on this morning, it's going to come nonstop until about Friday. Again, with the exception of most of the day during the day on Tuesday. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and whatever news we can scrape together, we will send your way. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
The clouds are thick, they are low, they're full of water, and the water is going to come, as I mentioned already, outside of most of the daylight hours tomorrow, Tuesday. It's going to rain all week long, a long stretch of very wet weather for most of the work week. It's about 10 minutes after the hour. A Brewster woman was struck and killed on Saturday night on Highway 97. This was about 5 miles east of Brewster. The Washington State Patrol says that 64-year-old Annette L. Gore was walking in the northbound lane for reasons unknown at about 7 Saturday night when she was struck by a northbound GMC Acadia being driven by Esmelzo Morales Enriquez of Omak. A second unidentified northbound vehicle also struck Gore. That car did not stop. And then a third car, a Kia Soul, struck Gore and continued northbound before being located by law enforcement. Gore was pronounced dead at the scene. No charges have been filed, but the State Patrol says drugs or alcohol was a factor. Highway 97 in Douglas County was shut down for over 8 hours Saturday morning after a semi hauling a flatbed full of soda cans rolled over and spilled its load along the roadway. The State Patrol reports that about 7:30 on Saturday morning, the southbound semi was 2 miles south of the BB Bridge when it crossed the center line, left the roadway into the ditch, and rolled over onto the driver's side. The driver of the semi, 74-year-old Larry D. Smith of Twisp, was not injured, nor was a passenger in the cab. The highway was closed in both directions for 8 hours and 16 minutes. The cause of the crash and possible charges are pending. The city of Chelan has named 3 candidates for its open city administrator position. The finalists were announced on Thursday. They are the city's Director of HR and Communications, Chad Coltman, Laura McAloon, who was most recently the city administrator of Grand Island, Nebraska, and longtime Pierce County public servant, Roxanne Miles. The selected candidates will replace current City Administrator Wade Ferris, whose retirement was announced in April. The community is invited to the city's recruitment social. That's where attendees can engage with the finalists and ask questions and provide input. Community members will be able to share anonymous comments on cards that will be collected and reviewed by Mayor Aaron McCardle before finalists are interviewed the next day. The event is tomorrow at the Vogue Coffee Shop on East Wooden Avenue. It'll begin at 5:30. And Washington State will allocate $2.2 million per week to help support food banks as funding for the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, you know it as SNAP, ended on Saturday due to the continued government shutdown. Bob Ferguson, the governor, directed the Washington State Department of Social and Health Services to shift the $2.2 million per week to the Washington State Department of Agriculture as the agency that provides grants to food banks. The first transfer of funds will be made today. Back on October 21st, Alan Walker, the executive director of the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council, told us he anticipated his organization will see the need for services double overnight to help accommodate around 12,000 people who rely on SNAP benefits in Chelan and Douglas counties. The state has not yet finalized allocations for food banks in our area. WSDA Communications Administrator Daniel Schaefer told us that. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown joined 22 other attorney generals in suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over its suspension of SNAP. We'll know a lot more about this by the end of the day today, and we're back. Full strength. News will be coming your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Yeah, you missed that too last week. Apparently more than you missed this show. But stay in the loop by watching the news, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Don't forget it'll be posted on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. It'll be posted on our homepage right around 5 o'clock. I like to do this apparently with my hand quite a bit. I don't know why. Of course, we're on social media, and we're on Roku, we're on Apple TV, and we're on Amazon Fire. So we try to be as far out there as we possibly can. Wrong choice of words, Dan. If you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Can you tell I was off for a week? Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Birthdays, office gatherings, and team parties taste better at Abby's. From our legendary lunch and Thirsty Thursday to our monthly Giant Special, there's always a reason to gather. Family-owned Abby's, your legendary pizza tradition. You asked, and it's back at Abby's. 2 legends, 1 pizza. Half pepperoni, half big Hawaiian. All delicious. It's mouthwatering, loaded with toppings, and happily feeds a family. Order at abbys.com before this legend disappears.
Sports at 16 minutes after the hour. Sam Darnold had what you would call a really, really good game last night. 21 of 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Seahawks ran away. It was an easy victory over Washington, 38-14 on Sunday Night Football. Darnold's quarterback rating 141. That's the best of any game in his 8-year career in the National Football League. He threw touchdown passes on each of the Seahawks' first 4 possessions. He connected twice with rookie Torrey Horton, once with rookie tight end Elijah Arroyo, and veteran receiver Cody White. Seahawks are now 6-2 on the season. They're 4-0 on the road, and since Mike McDonald took over as head coach last year, the Seahawks are 11-1 on the road. That's good. Seattle is back at Lumen Field, by the way, Sunday against the Cardinals. Kickoff at 1:05 on CBS. The rest of the NFC scoreboard and schedule looks something like this. San Francisco got by the Giants in the Meadowlands. The Rams took care of New Orleans at home. There's Seattle's victory. Don't know about Arizona. They don't play till tonight. Monday Night Football. They will be in Jerry World to take on the Cowboys. Well, the Kraken played in and lost another overtime game on Saturday night. They lost 3-2 to the Rangers at Climate Pledge Arena. It was the second straight overtime loss for Seattle, who has played a league most 6 overtime games this year.
And a good play that time in front of the goal by former Kraken Carson Soucy. Sam Carrick right in. He'll circle the track to Cord. Said no with a dandy. Brodzinski over the line with a shot. Good stick by Cartier. Johnny Brodzinski goes to work. Adam Fox. Gavrikov with a shot. They score. Tipped in. Adam Enstrom and Sam Carrick were parked out in front. Snyder presses the play, shortening up on his stick Eberle. Here's Beniers. Dunn. Tolvanen. Back for Dunn. Vince Dunn. Stevenson scores! Chandler Stevenson goes top shelf with a bullet on the power play. And the Kraken have tied it. And the puck is flipped out to center by Adam Fox. Beniers had his pocket picked by Lava. Cooley with a shot. Pad save the rebound. They score. It's hammered home by Noah Lava. Cross ice on a change. Stevenson. Little crisscross with Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz goes to work. He has 9 points in 10 games. A hammer. They score. It's a Monty Mash. Brandon Montour has 3 goals in his last 2. And the Kraken have tied it. Brodzinski to the point man Fox. It's tipped on, denied by DeCord, available, hack and whack time, and they score! The Rangers poke it home. The Kraken obviously will protest this situation.
And the pushing of Joey DeCord's right pad.
Here's the call.
The call on the ice has been overturned to no goal.
No goal. Oh, through center. Now Fox in front. DeCord comes up with a dandy on JT Miller. Adam Fox moves it back. JT Miller pushes in. Cooley scores! scores. Will Cooley wins it in overtime. Set up beautifully by J.T. Miller.
6 overtime games already this year. That's rather remarkable. The Kraken will host Chicago tonight at 7 on Kong TV. Let me tell you about the college football from over the weekend. First of all, the Huskies didn't play, but they're now ranked in the AP Top 25. The Cougars and the Beavers played in Corvallis on Saturday. It was like watching paint dry. Cougars didn't look very good. Oregon State looked a little better, but not much. As you can see, the Cougars lost. Eastern fell to Sacramento State, and the Central Washington, they're playing some good football. They beat Angelo State, as you can see there, 38-21. And again, the Huskies had the week off. They'll be in Madison to take on Wisconsin on Saturday. Big Nine football, in case you missed it over the weekend, Moses Lake took care of Davis and wins the Big Nine championship. They had already had it clinched. West Valley upsets Eastmont down in Yakima. Sunnyside crushes Eisenhower. Wenatchee didn't play. They couldn't find anybody to play. Central Washington B football from over the weekend. There's your games. On Thursday, Brewster knocked off Manson. Lake Roosevelt winners as well. In the 1B and 2B, Central Washington, Waterville Mansfield victorious. Davenport got by Bridgeport. Moses Lake Christian crushes Soap Lake. And a lot of blowouts, as you can see on Saturday as well. The winners, Liberty Bell and Orville. Prep soccer over the weekend. On Saturday, Eastmont made it to second place in the Big Nine by beating Moses Lake. Wenatchee just rolled over Sunnyside. Wenatchee will take on Eastmont Thursday, by the way, at Leibofta Field at the Apple Bowl for the district championship. In the District 5 and 6 1A tournament, Cashmere rolls right along. They took care of Cascade. Zilla eliminated OMAC. And then in the Central Washington 2B, 1B combined tournament, Liberty Bell and Pateris both moved on to districts, although Liberty Bell won the game. Brewster won the championship over Okanagan. All 4 of those teams at the bottom of your screen still alive to make it to state. 1A prep volleyball, they're in the playoffs. There are the winners and the losers over the course of the weekend in 1A prep volleyball. In 2B prep volleyball, it looks something like this over the weekend. Again, they're all in postseason play right now. Tenaska beat Manson, Liberty Bell beat Brewster. These were seeding games. All those teams move on to districts, which begins tomorrow. Well, the Wenatchee Wild split their 2 home games over the weekend. Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center, Dawson Sites, Sam Elliott, Maddox McCarty scored as the Wild beat Saskatoon in overtime 3-2 for their 3rd WHL victory of the year.
It right wing face-off circle, stops it up at the hash mark. Across for Martin, wrist shot, save, rebound, they score. Martin with a chance, and Lang jabs it home. And a late goal for the Saskatoon Blades. And this is a 1-0 contest. Off the skate, it caught the iron. It never got over the goal line, though. 14-10 to go in the 3rd. Hahn, one-timer, sights, he scores! 26 seconds left on the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning power play. And we're tied. Thurston barely holds the blue line. And another pass from Williams. Thurston lets it fly. He scores a radar gun shot from the left point, low along the ice. It threads its way through, and Thurston throws one back on the board. It's 2-1 at Saskatoon. Wild were able to tie this one once. Sights on the end boards. Back out to the left point for Osborne. Pulls it in, throws it on. Save made, scraped in, they score! A little twirl, a little slide, and a whole lot of noise. Sam Elliott ties it at 2. The progress is visible for this Wenatchee team. Looking for the results to go along with it. Toll wheels it back right point on his forehand side. Gets it to Elliott, picks it away. One-timer, they score! It's Maddox McCaggerty! Drive home safely! The first overtime win of the year for the Wild. 3-2 final.
That was Saturday. Yesterday at the Town Toyota Center, Kamloops jumped out to a 4-goal lead and went on to a 6-2 victory over the Wenatchee Wild. Here are your highlights.
The zone was Carson Olsen. Played back, wrist shot. Michael down the slot. He scores. Cross-checking is the whistle. Driving to the net. They score right on the doorstep. Bame sends it home to the stick side of Conway. And Nathan Bame has made this a 2-0 contest. Kamloops on the power play to the blue line. Osborne take 3. Kraft going backdoor. Catch, release, Sherbina save made, swept off the goal line. It is underneath Logan Edmondstone. He makes the save, gets a little help from his teammates. Laid ahead left wing, Hurlbert looking for something. Wrist shot, top half, he scores. Hurlbert, his 12th goal of the season. By the Wild, they can't advance it though. Lafreniere headed the other way. Waits, wrist shot, he scores. Faked stick side, he went glove side. Added a second deke and sent it on and beat Cal Conway on the near post. Back on Toll. McCaggerty in over the line. Wenatchee 3-on-2, looking for an opportunity. Zane Saab right in front, backhand throw, he scores. Welcome back on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. Right at the start of the period, Ray Hahn puts one home, and the Wenatchee Wild had made it a 4-2 game. 13:05 left in the third. It's 4-2. Blazers lead. Wenatchee has slowly chipped away at that lead until now. Wrist shot, right circle. Bame gets it through off of Conway and in. This one, a 5-2 Blazers advantage. Clearing attempt doesn't go. Keller with a wrist shot, top corner. Pick your corner. He scores. It's 6-2 Kamloops. Actually, we'll wrap up with 2 of the 4 available points on their weekend and a split as well. Plumb perfect final score, Blazers 6 and the Wenatchee Wild 2.
Wild's 5-game homestand, by the way, wraps up this weekend. They got Portland in town Friday, Prince George on Saturday, and of course, the 124th World Series is a done deal. I love the World Series, but man, what an incredible weekend of baseball, both Friday and Saturday night. Not only did Game 7 go all the way to the end, it went all the way to 11 innings, an incredibly entertaining World Series. I enjoyed every pitch of it. Congratulations to the Dodgers, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. And today is Sandwich Day, named after the Earl of Sandwich, who liked to gamble a lot. This is the 18th century, and he liked to gamble so much that when it came time to eat, and he liked to eat, he just told his servant, "I don't want to leave my poker game. Bring me some meat between 2 pieces of bread so I can throw my chips in and look at my cards with one hand and eat with the other." And thus we have the gastrointestinal delight known as the sandwich. The top 10 most popular sandwiches in this country. Number 10, roast beef. Number 9, the Cuban. Number 8, the po' boy. Number 7, the good old-fashioned club sandwich. Number 6, the lobster roll. I haven't had one of those in a long time. The 5th most popular sandwich, the Philadelphia cheesesteak. Number 4, the submarine. Number 3, the Reuben. I love a Reuben. Number 2, BLT. And number 1, probably the first sandwich your folks ever let you cook as a kid, the good old-fashioned grilled cheese sandwich, the most popular sandwich in America. Have one today. 27 minutes after the hour, all this week during Today in History, we'll be doing a lot of presidential elections. And we'll start out with the presidential election of 1908. Pretty easy one for William Howard Taft, who just destroyed William Jennings Bryan. He's elected the 27th president of the United States, easily won the electoral vote. Taft won all 39 counties in this state. He won Chelan County 60% to 32%. He won Douglas County 52% to 42%. But the most interesting local thing about the 1908 presidential election, this is the only election with more people voting in Douglas County than in Chelan County. Now, in 1908, Chelan County had about 15,000 residents, and Douglas County, the entire county, had about 8,000 residents, but there was an influenza outbreak in Wenatchee, and a lot of people didn't go to the polls on this date in 1908. 89 years ago, FDR is elected to a second term. He creamed Alf Landon of Kansas for his second term. He won every state except Maine and Vermont. In fact, 523 electoral votes. That's 98.49% of the Electoral Vote College, which is the highest percentage ever in modern times. And by the way, FDR's 66.38% is the best ever achieved by a Democratic presidential candidate in our state, and he easily won both Chelan and Douglas counties. The 1964 presidential election on this date, 61 years ago today, Lyndon Johnson won a full 4-year term in his own right. 61.1% of the popular vote, the largest share of the popular vote for Lyndon Johnson of any candidate since the basically uncontested election of 1820. He easily won the electoral vote, and this is the most recent election, the 1964 presidential election, in which the Democratic nominee won both Chelan and Douglas counties. Hasn't happened since 1964. 1992, the governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton, defeats the sitting president, George H.W. Bush, and Ross Perot to be elected president of the United States. He easily won the electoral vote. Needless to say, Bush won both Chelan County and Douglas County fairly handily. And Ross Perot got 20% of the vote in both Chelan and Douglas counties. This was 1992. 5 years ago, Joe Biden of Delaware defeats Donald Trump. Florida, he's elected the 46th president of the United States. Electoral vote college, 306 for Biden, 232 for Trump. In Chelan County, Trump won by 52.5% to 44.5%. And Joe Biden beat Trump in the city of Wenatchee by 67 votes, and this is the highest voter turnout as a percentage of eligible voters since 1900. A lot of people voted 5 years ago today. And two non-election related. This is incredible. The 1934 Major League Baseball season, Lou Gehrig won the Triple Crown for all of Major League Baseball. Lou Gehrig hit .323. He drove in 49 home runs, 165 RBIs. He won the Triple Crown in 1934 for all of Major League Baseball. If you do that, you win the MVP unanimously. He did not win the MVP in 1934. In fact, Lou Gehrig finished 5th in the voting. He won the 1934 Triple Crown and finished 5th. Mickey Cochran won the award, and then the same miscarriage of justice happened just a few years later. In 1942, Ted Williams won the Triple Crown for all of Major League Baseball, not just the American League. Obviously, you win the Triple Crown, you're going to be elected the MVP. Joe Gordon of the Yankees led the American League in strikeouts. He ground into the double plays. He had the most errors at second base. Naturally, the baseball writers voted Joe Gordon as the American League MVP, even though Ted Williams won the Triple Crown. One birthday. Baseball legend Bob Feller, the heater from Van Meter, Iowa. Rocket Bob Feller, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. He lost 4 years, full seasons to serve in the Navy during World War II, and yet he still won 266 games. Both Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio considered Bob Feller the best pitcher they ever faced. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Sorry, we've been off for a week, so I'm having a hard time remembering what it is that I do for a living. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Two conversations you don't want to miss. Alan Walker with the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council is going to talk about what's going on with SNAP. Plus, we got a tour of their new offices. Pretty nice. And our friend Jerry Anderson, retiring after 45 years of officiating high school football in our area. Both of those conversations are coming up. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Welcome to Bliss. Population U. This is the you that appreciates the warmth of a good coat and the fit of a purposeful boot. At Coastal, we want to be your partner in finding your bliss. We are hopeful and helpful because we're about this community. So when you're looking for a place called Bliss, trust Coastal, your country lifestyle superstore. Coastal, we're just what the country needs.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty. Everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you want to know what some Republicans actually think about us? Okay, well, after our great president has dismissed the Epstein case as a Democratic hoax, House Speaker Mike Johnson said that Trump was actually an FBI informant trying to take this stuff down. both of these statements, that Epstein files and that business is a Democratic hoax and that Trump was working undercover with the FBI, is a clear demonstration about how some politicians will be willing to insult your and my intelligence. But you know what's worse? Some people believe this stuff. Oh, God. This is Mad Doug McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office and Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're in the brand new headquarters of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. They're all under one roof. Alan has talked about this before. Alan Walker, the executive director. There was at one point about 5 years ago when your organization had 6 different locations.
Four, but yes.
You know,
yes.
storage areas
Yes.
there, and a building here, and an office
Yeah.
there, and food distribution there. And you talked about how badly you needed to be under one roof.
Yeah.
And about 10 days ago, this long time goal. How long did this take?
28 months from the purchase of the property. So,
28 months
yeah.
from the purchase of the property, the old C&O nursery here on
Yes.
North Wenatchee Avenue, to today.
To today.
You look pretty happy, my friend, or relieved, which is the right word?
Both. Yeah, happy and relieved. It was a bit of a journey to reach this place, but yes, we finally got moved in about 10 days ago. Fully got operational here just this past week, and so we're happy to be here. The staff is happy. It's just a great environment to welcome our folks coming in, looking for a little bit extra help, and for our staff to show up here every morning as well.
When you have a brand new facility like this, it kind of lifts everybody up, doesn't it?
It does, yes, and we're really fortunate. We're able to do all new desks and tables and chairs like you see here. And it's just warm and inviting. Lots of natural light coming in. It's just a beautiful space.
It's hard for me to explain when I walked into the lobby here about 20 minutes ago what it used to look like.
Yeah.
When it was still, because when you moved in, you purchased it from C&O, you bought the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately moved your food distribution into this area because you had the room to do it.
Yeah.
You built the big sub-zero freezers and the refrigerators because you had all the elbow room, but the offices were essentially unchanged.
Yes.
And you would walk into the lobby, which was not open to the public anyway, and it was like walking into a 1979 office building with wires hanging from the ceilings and old furniture and desks and things like that, to what you have now. I didn't even recognize it.
No, it is night and day. Yes, when you walked into it, it was that 1970s office feel. The ashtrays had been removed, but other than that, that was about it. And it served its function for the Snyder family, for C&O Nursery, and it worked well for them. And when we bought the facility, we had a vision of what we hoped it would look like, and honestly, it's beyond my vision.
Who did the draftsman work? Because they basically had a blank slate to work with to build these new rooms that never existed before. Who took care of that process?
That was Forte Architect, Chris down there with Forte Architect. This was actually the third property he designed for us, because we had looked at 2 other locations previously, and then we finally settled on this place, and Chris did all the design work for us and had some outside help, as architects do, with engineers and things like that, but he designed it and laid it out for us, and then we worked with Bexco Consulting and Contracting. They're our general contractor on the project, and they helped bring it all to life.
What was the biggest need at your old location on Lewis Street that is now no longer a concern now that you're here?
I would say 3. Let's count them down. So one is just having everybody in one location. Just the ability to see all the staff and communicate on a whim, if you will. So that's one of the big advantages. 2 is opening the food pantry. So we're able to open another food pantry for our community here. And 3 is the space we're in right now. We created a meeting and training room that'll be open for public use as well. We hope to have that available starting in 2026. There's lots of logistics to get figured out on how to make that all work. But we were constantly going off-site for our staff training, for our AmeriCorps program training, and now we can do it all right here and create another space for our community to have access to as well.
Alma and her outstanding organization will be closing the deal on your Lewis Street property.
Yes.
Which is a win-win-win-win. It's like a quadruple win for everybody there.
Yes. Yeah. So their cafe is purchasing our property there on Lewis Street that we've been in for 60 years. We were fortunate, as I said earlier, to purchase new desks and tables and chairs here for our new location. So we're leaving all of our existing furnishings for a cafe, which they're excited about. And it's a big upgrade for them, just as this was an upgrade for us.
Let's talk about one of the reasons that they needed this campus and this new building and the extra space is that the demand for Allen's services at the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council has never been higher. We're butting up against a significant deadline for SNAP benefits that the United States Congress doesn't seem to be sitting on their hands about.
Yes.
Where are we as we get closer to a pretty nerve-wracking time for you folks?
It is, especially in the world of food security. So SNAP benefits are supporting around 12,000 people here in Chelan and Douglas County. And 12,000. 12,000. And when those when that benefit ends come October 31st, if we're still in a shutdown, that's going to have a tremendous impact on people, on our neighbors right here. And they are going to be looking for other ways to access nutritional and food supplements for their home pantries, and they'll be looking at our organization and the other pantries in the two-county area that we support through this place as well.
Timing couldn't be worse because Mike Malman and his fine folks at Up Wenatchee Valley, of course, had the flood. They lost all of their perishable foods and most of their non-perishable foods, which put even more strain on you folks.
Yeah, we saw an immediate impact when that occurred here just 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago now. And we've been addressing that, and now we're looming at another one in the next couple of weeks coming up.
It's Tuesday the 21st as we record this. Congresswoman Kim Schreier will be visiting with you later on this afternoon.
Yes.
Some of it's going to be celebratory.
Yeah.
She and the other federal lawmakers and the local lawmakers played a significant role in getting this done.
They really did. We received support from Schreier's office for federal appropriation. Representative Mike Still at the state level helped us out with a state appropriation, and then our two county governments and a half a dozen local city governments all supported this effort, along with countless individual donors, private supporters, other grants that we were able to secure. It really has been an effort to raise the funding. We wanted to complete this project and without a financial burden on the organization long term, and that's what we're able to accomplish.
Can you believe it's actually a reality after you and I have been talking about this for 2.5, 3 years? You know?
It has been, and the time away has not occurred for about 12 months now. I'm looking forward to a little vacation in January of 2026.
As are your coworkers.
As are my coworkers as well. Everybody's just been working full steam on this, and the board as well. We've gone through a changeover in board members as well. Been at this for 2.5 years almost now, and so different board members, and so it's bringing along new board members and helping them see the vision of what this has become.
Again, it's hard to put into words. Hopefully we have the pictures of how much this building has changed since you closed the deal. It's absolutely remarkable. It's a beautiful facility. It's going to serve you for years to come.
Yes.
And every room has a purpose.
Every room has a purpose, and you mentioned the transformation that this space has seen, and I'm hoping to do kind of a photo montage, if you will, on one of the walls, perhaps in this training room, of what the building was and what it is now.
Alan Walker, it's good to see you, my friend. Anything else on your mind while I have you here?
We will be doing an open house. We don't know when yet, but we're all the holidays and everything coming up, and we're still wrapping up some things here, as we've talked about, a couple of things to finish up before it's all done. But we may do that after the first of the year.
Alan Walker, the Executive Director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. This is a beautiful campus. It's well-deserved. It's going to get well-loved. And let's get this taken care of before. It may not be a very happy Halloween for 12,000 people around here come November 1st.
Yes.
Let's all row the boat in the same direction.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Alan.
Good to see you as well.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
After 45 years of wearing the white hat, the black and white hat, the black and white striped shirt, and those good-looking black pants, Jerry Anderson is finally, after threatening to do this for about a decade, is stepping aside after 45 years of officiating high school football and other sports in our area. Put this into perspective, Jerry. When Jerry started officiating, Elvis was still dead. That's how long you've been doing it. That's how long you've been. Thanks for reaching out, my friend.
Oh, my pleasure.
So the decision is finally made. Your last game will be a Thursday night, the 30th
of October in Cashmere.
You'll be the umpire, which is what I've seen you do most. I've seen you wear the white hat a great deal of the time, but during the games that we've televised, and as long as I've known you, you've always seemed to be the umpire.
Well, it's a position I kind of got pushed into when I first started by, you may remember, an official named Bill Cass. Bill kind of took me under his wing and he said, yeah, if you can conquer this position, you're going to progress faster in the association. So I started doing it and fell in love with the position, really, because I was a D lineman when I was in high school. And it just turned out really well for me.
Well, take me back to 1980. Take me back 45 years when you started. So 1980, so you were 23.
Yeah.
No,
right.
What brought you to become an official all those years ago?
Well, it actually started in slow pitch softball. I got hurt, had some back problems, and the guy that was running the umpires in those days for slow pitch, a guy named Pat Terry, you may remember.
Oh, everybody knows Pat.
And we got done with softball, and Pat says, well, why don't you come out and do football with us? Great idea. So I started doing football, and then football was over. Why don't you come out and do girls basketball with us? First thing I know, I'm working year-round doing all the sports, and so that is kind of what got me going.
Keeps you young, keeps you in shape, keeps you with the kids, because you're
exactly
around the young athletes.
Well, people ask, I've been asked a million times probably, why do you officiate? It just seems like a thankless job. It's not a thankless job because these kids couldn't play. I'm a firm believer that team sports are really an important part of a kid's education, especially this day and age. We got kids looking at their phone all day long. They're playing video games. They don't have any idea what teamwork is, and you see it in the workplace. Now, I saw it before I retired that teamwork wasn't there in a lot of cases like it should be. So you're doing that. The kids love the game. Most of them are pretty darn appreciative that you're out there.
And the officials, not just the Chelan County Football's Officials Association, which Jerry has been a longtime member of, but other officials and other associations and other sports. There's a camaraderie there.
Oh, yeah.
Between umpires and officials. You guys kind of look out for each other, and gals too. We've had some really good female officials. There's a certain bonding, there's a certain teamwork that you as a five-man crew have to do too.
Right. Well, and you were out going back 45 years, we only worked four-man crews back in those days. And they finally decided, let's do five, and I think we give them a lot better football game out here now. I know the coaches appreciate having that deep guy on pass plays.
So did you still have two linesmen? Do you have a head linesman and then a linesperson on the opposite side?
A head linesman, a line judge, yeah.
Okay, and then a referee.
Right, who was in the offensive backfield.
And then an umpire in the defensive
who was in the defensive backfield. And then we added a back judge. It's further back behind the umpire a little later on. And then just 3 years ago, which has kind of kept me going in the deal, they put us as umpires in the offensive backfield like they do in the pros and the college level games. And because, frankly, we had a lot of injuries among umpires over the course of the years.
It's a dangerous place to be.
I got knocked out a couple of times, and I've been run over and had a hard time getting up on Saturday morning.
How much has changed in the game? We'll do specifically football, Jerry. How much has high school football changed in the 45 years you've been officiating?
Well, the biggest change for me is the doggone kids. First of all, every year when I go back to referee a game, they're still 17 and 18 years old. They don't seem to get any older, but they do seem to get bigger and faster. And we got a lot more kids who are one-sport players, one-sport athletes. I have a grandson like that, and well, actually he's two-sport, but they concentrate. So some of these kids, their skill levels are a lot better than they used to be because they're going to camps and 7-on-7 camps and getting all kind of private tutoring or what have you if the parents think the kid shows some promise. So we got a lot more good great players, I guess, on the high school level.
Conditioning has changed, weight training.
Yes,
when I was in high school, we didn't even have a weight room, and now
Yeah.
they have a weight room it's the size of a gym.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's changed.
Yeah, and that's even in some of the smallest schools, they have weight rooms and coaching for that.
How about officiating? Not just necessarily rules, Jerry. They kind of get tweaked every year, but the WIA doesn't change the rules of football in so much as the National Federation of High Schools kind of is the blanket overall organization.
Right.
From an officiating standpoint, what's been the biggest change that you've seen in 45 years?
Well, I think we're seeing guys that are a lot more dedicated to officiating itself, to learning the rules, to learning the mechanics of where you're supposed to be on the field and that kind of stuff. And they take, I think, a great pride in doing a good job out here. I know sometimes folks think that we're biased, but in working with, I don't know how many different people over the years, I've never really seen bias. We go out there and do the best job we can. Our job is to see the game is played by the rules and try and keep kids from getting hurt. That's what we're all about.
These earpiece and communication devices that officials are wearing now, that must be a game changer, being able to talk to each other without getting in each other's face.
Yeah, it speeds it up a lot. So if we got a foul, they can just hit the mic and say, I got a pass interference down here on an incomplete pass. The white hat, the referee, can go ahead and we can administer the penalties. So it's speeding the game up a little bit, yeah.
Football players. Let's talk about some. You've seen some really, really good players.
I have.
Come and go in the Valley in the last 45 years. Who stands out? You can name as many as you want.
Well, as we were talking before we went live here, probably the best player I ever saw was Drew Bledsoe. I saw him as a senior. Walla Walla came up here and played Wenatchee, and he was like a man playing among boys. He had the biggest hands I'd ever seen on a 17, 18-year-old kid in my life, and he was strong and he was fast. And then the next year, he was down at WSU, and that was back in the day when they had the Kool-Babes, the freshman team. They came up and played Wenatchee Valley College, and it was the same, a man among boys there. And I'll also add that his dad was a great guy. He spoke a couple of times at our all-service club luncheon, and he was a very nice gentleman and great guy.
Well, of course, Drew Bledsoe is a Walla Walla guy, still lives in Walla Walla, by the way. Some of the local athletes, the ones a little bit closer to home that stand out to you.
Trey Adams, he was a big man.
Still is, by the way.
He still is a big guy, yeah. Big kid, what's his name, McConnell kid.
Yeah.
So there have been several, got so many you just kind of forget about it. All these names kind of come and go over the years. And
you mentioned Pat Terry. Some of your favorite officiating people that you've worked with. I knew Pat forever. I played slow pitch softball, and he always seemed to umpire our games.
Yeah.
And I remember Bud Weiss and Larry Offit and some of the others from over the years. Some of your favorite co-workers, if you will.
Co-workers. Well, Bill Cass.
Yeah.
He was kind of a mentor to me over the years, and he was a great official. Pete, I forget his last name now, was an ex-NFL official that joined us for a few years. You might remember him. That'd been about 10 years ago. Mike Penny, who is our current assigner, is a good official, and Dennis Brandstetter, who just retired as our assigner, is now, he's going to do one more season after I'm done, and he'll have 50 years in officiating. So Unfortunately, our association is losing 95 years of experience here almost at
Well,
one
let's
fell
close
swoop.
with two things, Jerry, while we're thinking about. First of all, sell your job to the next generation of football officials. First of all, you're not in it for the money. You ain't going to get paid a lot. You get a little stipend for gas mileage. You got to buy your own uniform. People are going to go, why would I want to do that?
Oh.
Jerry, sell your profession to the public.
It's first of all, I kind of look at it as giving back to the community because yes, we get paid a game fee and you can make a few $100 over the course of the season, but you work a lot of games and it is very time consuming. But you get to work with these kids, you get to, like I sign all my emails. Without officials, it's just recess. And if we don't have enough officials, high school sports, junior high, middle school sports are going to go away because they got to have them to play the game and do it right and keep everybody protected insurance-wise. But it is very rewarding. The only reason I'm giving it up for two reasons. I can't keep up anymore. I'm having a birthday coming up here, and I'm going to be closer to 80 than I am to 20, I'll guarantee you. And I had a little health scare this last summer and decided it was time to spend more time with my wife and my family. But it's been very rewarding to me over the years. And nowadays, we don't have the problems in Central Washington like they've had in other areas where the coaches are on you all the time and the parents are on you. We get thank yous all the time walking off the field, as I related before we started shooting here. Last night I did a JV game at Cashmere. All the kids on the Cashmere chased us literally off the field to give us all fist bumps after the game was over, thanking us for being there. And I'm sitting on the bumper of my car changing my shoes, and a parent drives by, stops, and this lady said, "Thank you for being here." That means a lot to me.
I have a feeling a week from your last game on Thursday, you're going to get your clothes and your cleats and you're going to throw them in the trunk of the car and get in your convertible and you go, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't have a game tonight.
No, well, I've already decided I'm going to bag up all my gear that could be reused, and I'm giving it to the assigner. So I'm not tempted to go back.
Well, on behalf of everybody who's been following high school sports for as long as you've been around, thank you for the good work that you've done. As you said, without officials, it's just recess. And I've always enjoyed talking to you, Jerry. And I'll see Apple Blossom time. I always do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate your support over the years, too, trying to help us recruit, and it's been a great help.
Jerry Anderson, after 45 years, is calling it quits on Thursday night in Cashmere at Apropos Place to do it. And then, Jerry, happy retirement, buddy.
Thank you.
But, hey, keep emailing me. Don't lose touch with me.
I'll do it.
I love our conversations.
And I'll still be out on the softball field doing fast pitch.
There you go. You're much less likely to be run over by a 690-pound lineman. Jerry, it's good to see you. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
As you can tell by our Wenatchee Heights camera, it sure feels like rain. The clouds are low, they're full of moisture, getting ready to rain on us. And outside of most of the day, and I'm talking during the daylight hours on Tuesday, once the rain comes later on today, it's going to rain. It's going to rain today, it's going to rain tonight, it's going to taper off about 8 a.m. Tuesday. It'll be dry most of the day Tuesday. The rain returns Tuesday night, and then it just keeps coming down. We have not had a forecast for this much rain in the Wenatchee Valley for a long time, and it's because the Cascades are not going to protect us from the several storm systems that are coming our way, because they're coming from the south and the west. So the mountains won't be protecting us from the heavy, heavy rain, and it's going to rain a lot. Check out this forecast from our friends at Colonial Vista. Did I mention it's going to rain today? 80% chance of rain today, 80% chance of rain tonight, 60% chance of rain on Tuesday, again dry during most of the day. Tuesday, tomorrow about sunset, the rain begins. It'll rain all night Tuesday night. It'll rain all day Wednesday. It'll rain all night Wednesday night. It'll rain all day Thursday. It'll rain all night Thursday night before we finally see some sunshine and we dry out on Friday. We are in for a whole bunch of rain. Do what you have to do to prepare, especially if you live in a place that is prone to flooding, because it could be a distinct possibility. That's it for us. It's good to be back. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.